Yo, what's up? This your boy Sydney Tarver. We getting back with another video. I imagine you tired of constantly struggling with your finances, and you in the right spot today. In today's video, we're gonna tackle the top 5 money mistakes you need to avoid. Trust me, these mistakes could be holding you back from achieving your financial goals and living the life you deserve. When I got my first job, I was making more money than I ever had before. I was feeling great, feeling myself. I decided to get a credit card. I let the people at the bank talk me into getting a credit card. I thought it would be easy to buy the things I want and pay it off later. Before I looked up, I was $10,000 in debt within a few months. I was only paying the minimum amount and my credit score was suffering. I really didn't care at the time, but the credit card made it easy to do things. I was going on trips, buying shoes and cars and clothes, everything that I didn't need. I was just racking up debt, keeping up with the Joneses, making bad mistakes. I realized that it was a huge mistake that set me back financially for a few years. I hope that by sharing my story and knowledge, I can help others avoid the same financial struggles I faced. By learning from my mistakes and following the tips we share in this video, you can avoid financial pitfalls and achieve the financial freedom you deserve. Number 1, not having a budget. The first mistake many people make is not having a budget. A budget is a financial plan that helps you control your spending and ensures you're saving enough for your financial goals. If you don't have a budget, it's easy to overspend and end up in debt. When you don't have a budget, it's easy to overspend and end up in debt. You might buy things you don't need and can't really afford, and that quickly can snowball into a big mess. Side note, let me tell you a story about a budget. Most people don't know how much money they make every month and how much money all their bills come and they spend every month. Most people suffer from overspending. That's literally why you broke, because you spend more money than you make every month constantly. But the good news is that creating a budget doesn't have to be hard. It's actually really smart tool for managing your finances and your money goal. I know it might think you look like a nerd with an Excel sheet and things, but a budget helps where your money goes and you're spending on the things that are most important to you. It's a way to keep track of your spending and make sure you're not overspending and getting into debt. Having a budget could give you a sense of control over your money too. You'll feel way more confident knowing where each dollar is going every month. Maybe you'll be able to save up big for a big purchase like a house or a car, or maybe you'll just want to make sure you're not living paycheck to paycheck. Whatever your goals are, a budget is a great way to achieve when you're first starting out in this financial journey. Tip number 2, not saving for emergencies. How many times have you been just a random car accident, your car break down, something out of catastrophic, you got an emergency bill, something happens and you like, I don't know where I'm gonna get this money from. Let's face it, unexpected expenses can happen to anyone at any time. Whether it's a car bill, a medical bill, a job loss, these expenses can throw your finances into chaos if you're not prepared. That's why having an emergency fund is a very crucial step to going up in this financial journey. Emergency fund is like a safety net for your finances. Your money is gonna save you in the end, I promise you. It gives you a peace of mind knowing that you're prepared for whatever life throws your way. But building an emergency fund isn't important, it's essential. It's essential. Most Americans don't have $400 in the bank for an emergency. Don't be like most Americans. Without it, unexpected costs can quickly spiral out of control and throw your finances into disarray. This can lead to a vicious cycle of debt and financial stress that can be difficult to break free from. The good news is starting an emergency fund doesn't have to be difficult. Start by setting aside a specific small amount of money each month or each paycheck. Each time you get a paycheck, you should put a percent. I don't care if it's $10, $100, $20, whatever the amount is. Over time, you'll build up your emergency fund to have the financial cushion to handle these unexpected expenses. Plus, having an emergency fund means that you won't have to rely on credit cards or loans to cover the unexpected costs. You in tune start becoming your own bank when you have an emergency fund. In short, having an emergency fund is essential for financial stability, peace of mind. Don't wait until it's too late to start building your emergency fund. Start protecting yourself from a financial disaster now. Take action now. The recommended amount for having an emergency fund is 3 to 6 months of expenses, lifestyle expenses. But me personally, I like to put a year worth of money up to cover my expenses. If I have no other income coming in, I can at least afford my lifestyle for a year straight. But yeah, when you're first starting off, put 3 to 6 months up and just keep building on that. Tip number 3, ignoring your credit score. Something that's often overlooked but extremely important is your credit score. This is easy if you like to play games. Just think of it as a video game. Your credit score is a measure of your credit worthiness and impacts your ability to get loans, credit card, and other financial products. A good credit score can mean the difference from being approved for a loan or a credit card with a low interest rate and being denied or having to pay a high interest rate. Ignoring your credit score is a common mistake that many people make, but it can have serious consequences in the future if you don't prepare for it now. If you don't know what your credit score or what factors are affecting it, you could be missing out on opportunities to improve it. And if your credit score is low, it could be difficult getting approved for loans or credit cards when you need them. That's why it's important to check your credit score regularly, take the steps to improve it. All the information is out here. This might mean paying off debt, making sure you're making your payments on time, disputing errors on your credit report. Even small improvements on your credit score can make a big difference in the long run. Don't ignore your credit score. It's important to your financial health. Check your credit score regularly, and if it needs to improve, take the necessary steps to do so. Tip number 4, man, carrying too much debt. Debt will drown you if you let it. So let's tighten up on our debt and clear it out. Hey, we've all been there. Credit card bills piling up, student loans to pay off. It feels like we're just swimming, we sinking. But the truth is, carrying too much debt can have serious consequences for your financial health. It can cause stress and anxiety and lead to long-term financial problems if managed properly. Listen, most of these people out here, they aren't mad. They just don't have no money or they swimming in debt. That affects their attitude. So when they having a debt attack or money problems, they gonna take their anger out on you. So just be worried that people ain't really mad. They just ain't got no money. If you're carrying too much debt, it's important to have a plan to pay it off. This might mean cutting back on expenses, finding ways to increase your income, working with your financial advisor to create a debt repayment plan who works for you. I'm gonna tell you who really helped me get through my debt journey when I wanted to start taking these next steps. Dave Ramsey has a lot of good products and a lot of good methods to paying off your debt. The key is to avoid taking on more debt than you can handle and to make sure you're paying off your existing debt as a priority. Side note, you want to go into debt with assets, not liabilities, not buying consumer things. If you go into debt for a house or a car that you're putting on tour or something that you're gonna be able to cash flow and make a profit off, by all means go into debt. But if you're going into debt for furniture, things that's not gonna bring you any value, clothes, all these type of things, I don't suggest going into debt. But that's up to you. What do I know? Remember, every dollar you put towards paying off your debt is a step towards financial freedom. It might not be easy, but it's worth it. Once you've paid off your debt, you'll have more money to put towards the things that matter most to you, whether that's saving for a down payment on the house, taking the family on a vacation, or investing in your future. Don't let the debt hold you back. You gotta take charge, take control of your finances, and create a plan to stay out of debt. I'm gonna let you in on a little bit. I got a full ride to college, so I didn't have any student loan, but I wanted to graduate early, and my coach wouldn't pay for summer school. So I had to take out a student loan one summer just to graduate on time. So I took out a student loan because my coach, I don't know, he was tripping. Coach Reed, you was tripping for not giving me paying for my summer school. I'll never forget that. But shout out Coach Reed, man. That's funny. Yeah, but I had to take out $13,000 student loan just so I could complete some summer classes so I would graduate on time, because Lord knows I didn't want to spend more time in college than I had to. It's a scam anyway, but we'll talk about that on another episode. It was less money coming into my paycheck. I had to pay these student loan people. It was some ridiculous $400 a month or whatever. I needed to pay that off quickly as possible because it was eating into my pockets. So make sure you take care of your debt and don't pile on unnecessary car notes. Make sure you're not paying too much for your rent. Make sure you just keeping all the money you can in your pocket by eliminate the extra subscriptions, the extra debt, all the extra things in your life that you don't really need. If it's something uncontrollable like school, prioritize the debt and get rid of it. Tip number 5, not investing for the future. Most people, they don't think about delay. They only want short-term now results. That's not how it goes. Let's see. Most of us was 21 one time. Did you think you were going to get to 30? If so, you got to 30. So why don't you have any money in your 30 if you've been doing the same thing, you know? Investing is one of the most important things you can do to your financial future. It's a way to grow your wealth, protect your money from inflation, and achieve financial freedom. But understand, the world of investing can be very overwhelming, especially if you're new to it. It's so much information out here on investing and you don't know where to start. But it's a million ways. You just got to get started. That's my biggest piece of advice. The good news is that investing doesn't have to be complicated. There are many different forms of investments to choose from, including stocks, bonds, mutual fund, real estate. Investing in yourself is the best investment you can make, though, off of everything in that list. And thanks to the advancements of technology, it's easier than ever to get started with investing, even if you have limited funds or experience. The key to investing is to start small and focus on the long term. Don't worry about trying to time the market or picking the next big winner. You shouldn't have invested in Apple or Disney and Google. You should have did that 20 years ago when you was a kid, but you were too busy running around the playground eating fruit snacks, things like that. But now we can focus on creating a diversified portfolio of investments that align with your financial goals and risk tolerance. Remembering, investing is a marathon, not a sprint. Not a sprint. You know how many people I knew who were up 50 grand, 100 grand, and now they back down to zero. They still telling you the story for 10 years ago about how much money they had. Yeah, don't be like them. The key is to be disciplined and stick to your plan, even when the markets are volatile. You talk to most high-level people, they don't even believe in the recessions because they just know how to print money. Rain, sleet, snow, or sunny, they gonna print that money. It don't matter if the world burning on fire. They gonna dig deep, find a recipe, and come up with some paper. You feel me? So, whether you're just starting out or you have been investing for years, the important thing is to keep investing in your future. Personal story. This is the easiest investment. My parents gave me this gem, and I'm so glad I listened to them. When I got my first real job, they told me, Sydney, make sure you put a little bit of every check that you get into your 401k. Although it was only small amounts, it might have been starting at maybe $50 a check. Compound interest, it compounded over these years. I probably worked for 8 to 10 years, something like that in corporate America. I probably had enough. I've probably ended up putting 200K away just in the 401k. Now my strategies have changed, but I still got the 200K over there just chilling. I don't even know what to do with it, but I'll probably think of some smooth methods to get rid of that. But saving in your 401k, whether it's a Roth IRA, a Roth 401k, that's the easiest thing you can start if you have a job, taking a little bit of percentage that your job might match and throwing it into that 401k. It's gonna compound over years that you're working, and it's going 10 years later, it's gonna be a number that you would have never imagined, but you weren't even counting on it because you never saw the money coming out of your check anyway. So don't have the mindset that your small contributions or investments don't mean anything. It's not a lot of money, because it adds up quick over the years. These years go by faster and faster. Hey, that's it for the video. I hope these tips were helpful to you and that you're feeling inspired to take control of your financial future. I know you can do it. You know, it's one thing to watch a video and absorb some knowledge, but it's a whole different ball game to put the knowledge into action. I need you to take action. So here's my challenge for you. Get off YouTube, start implementing these tips into your life immediately. I know it can be tough, but even the small steps can make a big difference over time. And hey, if you appreciate the knowledge and the insights that I shared today, do me a favor and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more financial tips and advice. I'm always here to help, so let me know if you got any questions or comments. Feel free to leave them down below. Let's start making 2023 the year that we take control of our finances, start living our best life. Remember, nobody coming to save you. It's always on you. I'll catch you in the next video. Go get this money.